Okay, so this is not too crazy of a deck, but it's just to go off of the Level Aug FA Mac, hang on Mac that we got going on right now. Most likely Level Aug is going to get nerfed in a coming ban list soon, so I thought I'd do this video before that happens, and this was during the KC Cup, so all these duels will be in the KC Cup against like early first few days, everybody competing to get to max. This was during that time. Not stage 2, but stage 1. So anyways, we got World Legacy, World Armor. The idea of most of these cards is to have draw power plus a level aug, so this is just a high level monster who, if you can get summoned on the field, is actually kind of helpful, because if it's normal summoned, you can add a World Legacy, so you'd add one of the other high level World Legacies, and then you can take this card, target a face up special extra deck monster, target it and itself, and they both return to the hand. So it's good for removal of cards that you couldn't beat over or are just a problem in general. So that's pretty much what it is, or it's for Orcustrated Return to just get rid of. Or I'll get into that later, but then we have 3 Hang on Mac. Obviously this is like the main concept build of a lot of decks. Like there was a Star Seraph version, and eventually started dwindling down because Fiendish Chain and whatnot can actually disrupt this really bad. So it's not that great as everybody thought it was, but I'm going to use it anyways. It's a machine, it works with Orcust because they're all machines. So that's that. Then we got 2 Harp Horror. If you have 3, you can. I have 3. I thought maybe it wouldn't fit in with how the deck is built, so I ended up just using 2. 1 Simple Skeleton. Harp Horror. All these Orcusts will have an ability of you can't special summon anybody other than dark monsters. So the extra deck is purely dark. After you use their effect, Harp Horror will special summon a monster from the deck if it's in the graveyard and you banish it. Simple Skeleton will special summon one from the graveyard with it when you banish it from the graveyard. World Wand will get from the banishment pile. If it's in the graveyard, it'll banish itself and return a banishment pile to the field. It's also good for level aug and for returning. Once it goes to the graveyard, you can also special summon a high level monster from your hand. So you use Orcustrated Return on World Wand, goes to the graveyard, maybe you draw into World Armor, you get to special summon it, and let's say you have Harp Horror in your banishment pile already, you can banish this guy, get Harp Horror back. So it's a pretty good system. Then 1 Whip Crosser, just in case you have an issue with cards that this can negate. I'm sure you all know, but if you do not know, when this is like a really high level, I believe it has to be higher than 7. Yeah, 7 or higher. Your opponent cannot discard or send cards from the hand to the graveyard, so Card to Consonance, Karma Cut, that kind of stuff won't work. So I didn't think more than 1 was necessary, but I didn't really use it. Hang on Mac is obviously like the key card in the deck, other than the Orcust. So then we got the Brass Bombard. If this is in your graveyard, you banish it, special summon an Orcust from your hand. So each one of them has a different special summoning ability. So hand, graveyard, banishment pile, that kind of thing, deck, that kind of thing. So they all work together pretty well. Then we got 3 Lightning Vortex to get rid of a bunch of problem cards. For example, top of my head, Lunalight, their boss monster, you get rid of that. Discarding a card is actually helpful for this deck with Orcus, so it's not a big problem to discard them. You actually kind of want to activate some of their effects, so it works well. Then it gets rid of any problem monsters that you normally wouldn't get, because this deck isn't that great, so it just helps with that. Then the Orcustrated Return, which is a Pot of Greed. Discard a Orcus monster, draw 2. You want them in the graveyard, so it just works really well. And then 2 Super Team Buddy Force Unites to get, maybe you had to discard Hang on Mac an earlier turn and you have an Orcust on the field. You summon this, maybe you can level log off of the Hang on Mac in the graveyard, or however it works. So it's a good backup just to have, just in case. Then Doom Dragon, this is kind of like my main dark monster I use with Orcust. It's a level 8. Your hand is empty. It's empty a lot of the time because all the stuff you keep going through, and you throw it out in the field. So if you have no cards, you can select a monster your opponent controls and destroy it, and inflict damage equal to half of its attack, but it can't attack on the same turn it uses that effect. So it's good for getting rid of some problem cards if you can summon it. Then we got Balmung. It's the Underworld fighter, dark level 4. It's just good for Brass Bombard and Simple Skeleton. That's pretty much all it's for. It's just if you have those cards on the field, you're not like dead in the water. You can actually do something and make this guy. It's only 2100, but it's better than 1900 defense or 1200 attack. Then Samsara is fun if people don't read this card. Samsara is not really used very often anymore, and if people don't know what it does, when it gets destroyed, you can special summon a monster from the graveyard, and you can include your opponent's graveyard. So if they attack into it with like a blue eyes, and they have another one in the graveyard, you can special summon it, and then just mess with your opponent. Malevolent Sin is like the most popular extra deck monster in the game right now. Everybody knows why it's a great card, so it's just in here. It's a dark, it's great. Ouroboros, if you don't have it, it doesn't matter. It's just a dark. Sometimes you can get 3 level 4s. I don't think I ever really used it. It's just in the extra deck, just in case. And then Blackship is just another. If Malevolent Sin goes down, it's probably better just to use 2 Malevolent Sins, to be honest. I have to, why not? But I'm using Blackship just in case. And then Sky Prison, it's 2 level 8s. I do have level 8s, but again, I'm not going to use this with whatever else I have on the field. I can't even speak. These are my 2 level 8s World War. Anyways, that's a deck. It's pretty basic. The replays are small and short. This whole video is going to be short. It's just a fun little gimmick I had messing around in the KC Cup. This was a long deck explanation for a simple deck, so hopefully you stuck around.
It's time to
So again, this is just stage 1 of the KC Cup. It's not super great. It was in the earlier days of the KC Cup, so there was a bit of competition, not the best, obviously. So this is against them. It's not that many duels. It's not great. It wasn't that great of a deck. I did go on a win streak for a little bit, but not enough to make it a huge deal, so it's going to be a short video. So level logging, hang on Mach, like obvious. Goes to level 12, 3600 attack, hit for that. I know he's got Cyber Style, I get it. I did that on purpose. I don't care. He had 1 set card, whatever. I go into the World Legacy. He can't even do anything, so it doesn't matter. I didn't need to worry about activating his effect, and he's dead. There you go. Cyber Dragons, you suck. Joking aside, obviously, I know with Hang on Mach on the field, Cyber Dragons don't suck just because I couldn't get past 1 card. I was just kidding, because I lost my rank up to Duel level max to Cyber Dragons, and I had to work my way back to get it, so I was just a little salty. I didn't get to max with this deck. I got to max with Harpies, and that'll come out in the next video, hopefully. So here's a Blue Eyes player using Alternative on turn 1. I couldn't hang on Mach first, but I did open it in my hand with level 8, so that's pretty good for me. I use Orcustrated Return on Harp to get to draw 2 and discard Harp. I summon Mach, get to use Level Aug with my World Wand. Get to level 12, use Harp Horror to special summon a level 1 Bombard, just to have another body in the field. Let's say something happened and they summoned a monster, was able to destroy it. I was able to have just extra defense. So I Super Team Buddy Force Unite into the World Legacy Wand. I get Karma Cut, he discards and to banish me, but his banishment, or his discarded card is banished. He summons Sage, goes for White Stone on Ancients. I have no more Mach, so I can't really disrupt what he was going to do here with Ancients, so he gets to discard it and then use its effect in the end phase to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck. Whatever, he couldn't really do that much else, and I have a Lightning Vortex in my hand. So I get to summon Harp, go into a level 5 Synchro, which would be Samsara, the only level 5 Synchro I have. I get to Lightning Vortex his field, which destroys Blue Eyes and Sage. Then I can use Harp to go into another monster, and he he forfeits before that can happen, so, you know, there's Cyber Dragons, Blue Eyes, both gone. Now I got a win streak of 2, because this is like literally consecutive duels I was just playing and fooling around with the deck. You get to open with Mach again. It's pretty good, consistent opening hand we got going on here. Got a Mach and a level 8 and get to immediately do that, but I can't really do anything else. So if he gets past Mach, then the deck's dead. So it's, everybody kept saying Mach is it's got to be nerfed, it's got to be killed on the next Forbidden Limited list, but it's not that good. Sure, it's better with Stick and Chair Dark Lords. That deck needs to die on its own, but with Mach itself isn't that great of a card. It's just a combos it can go with. Like, it doesn't need to be limited. Level Aug, if it ends on the main phase, whatever. So this is a Yubel deck. I get to use 2 Lightning Vortexes in a row. I know he's going to special summon another monster. I just want to get rid of the final one. So he gets the really annoying one, and then I get the Lightning Vortex of that one, and he can go into the last Yubel version. And then I get to special summon some monsters. I get to go into level 4 Underworld Fighter Balmung with 36 and 21. That is a lethal. So sucks to be the Yubel players in the KC Cup. Why would you even do that to yourself? It's dumb. And then, of course, I lost a game and came back, and my win streak is gone. And my mat and sleeves I was using for a meme deck, and I never changed it. So you're looking at this monstrosity of a disgusting mixture. So I get to level log the Mach again. I guess I'm assuming the last game in between the last one, I didn't open with Mach, and I probably lost. So banishing his monster, his Lunalight, makes him not be able to use its effect, which pretty much has me able to go for an OTK right away. And I get to Harp, and he uses Veil, return his life points. He can go into not a D-draw though. He can't really do anything else. Fails in a banishment pile instead of the graveyard. I go into World Armor, which lets me go into a World Legacy Wand in my hand. Harp will then banish to get a Bombard on the field. I can attack for 25, and then he can use D-draw after he veils that. Then I'll attack with Mach, banishing the Veil. He can Destiny draw with Lunalights. So he's gonna use Fusion Recycling Plant and Lunalight Fusion. Banish all the cards so he cannot reduce my life points or my attack points to 0 or anything. And then World Armor will pop that back into the extra deck and return World Armor to my hand, which I could have then used for Lightning Vortex or whatever, just to discard it because I don't need it anymore. And then I just summon it again, just to show him I can do it and attack for game. So that was fun. Stupid Lunalights. Lunalights suck too. I know this might be this might be like proving to some people that Hang on Mach is actually really good because I can just summon it and sit on the one card and win. But this is cherry-picked replays. I obviously didn't always have consecutive wins or else my win streak would be showing up in the KC Cup. So it's not that great, and I'm trying to do it with a pot of greed. I got 3 of them in my deck essentially, and it's still not even that good with that all together. So it's not that great of a card. Everybody keeps calling for it to be killed, but it's not that good. I get to use the draw 2 Magic Jammer as my Orcustrated Return, which means I can't draw, which kind of sucks. But I do have Hang on Mach on the field, attacking to Azurize. Now with Level Aug, if it gets reduced to just the end of the main phase, the end of the turn, whatever, Hang on Mach is just not a problem anymore, and it'll be fine, because he wouldn't stay at 3600, he would go back down to the low levels, and he probably would never be used again. Even pure FAs suck, and that's that. Hope you enjoy me saying everything sucks, and peace out.